Hey there, fellow humans. Let's talk about slavery. Not the kind with ships and whips, but the sneaky kind that's all around us, hidden in plain sight. You see, slavery isn't just about physical chains anymore. It's about being trapped in a cycle you can't break free from. Trapped by a system, by debt, by a lack of choices, and by the constant pressure to keep up. It's about working your butt off but barely surviving, feeling like you're running on a hamster wheel. Think about it. That dead-end job you hate but can't leave because of the bills? Modern slavery. It's a trap that keeps you in place. That mountain of student loan debt you'll be paying off until you're ancient? Modern slavery. It's a burden that weighs you down. Being forced to choose between buying groceries or going to the doctor? That's a harsh reality many face, you guessed it, modern slavery. It's a choice no one should have to make. This isn't about whining, it's about waking up to the truth. We're told we're free, but are we really? Are we truly living the lives we want? Especially when the systems we live under feel designed to keep us stuck, it's time to question everything. Over the next few sections, we're diving into the nitty-gritty of capitalism, socialism, and communism. We'll explore their impacts on our lives. We'll see how they stack up against this whole modern slavery thing. Which system offers true freedom? Buckle up, buttercups, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Let's get ready to challenge the status quo. First up, the big kahuna capitalism, the system that promises endless possibilities and opportunities. It's the system most of us know and tolerate, or maybe even love, depending on who you ask. In a nutshell, capitalism is all about free markets, private ownership, and that sweet, sweet profit motive. It's the engine that drives innovation and competition. You have an idea? A product? Great, go sell it. Make money. The sky's the limit, or so they say. Theoretically, anyone can climb the ladder and become a gazillionaire. The American dream, right? And hey, capitalism has given us some pretty awesome things. Smartphones, life-saving medicines, and those self-stirring mugs that are basically witchcraft. Seriously, who comes up with this stuff? But here's the catch. Capitalism loves winners. It celebrates success stories and rags to riches tales. It's not so keen on everyone else, the ones who don't make it to the top. See, while some are busy swimming in swimming pools full of gold coins, we assume, others are struggling to stay afloat. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is ever widening. Wages are stagnant, healthcare costs are bonkers, and good luck finding affordable housing in this economy. The struggle is real for many. For many, the capitalist dream feels more like a capitalist nightmare. The daily grind can be soul-crushing. So is capitalism a ladder to freedom or just another set of shackles? Is it lifting us up or holding us down? The answer, my friends, is about as clear as a politician's promise. It's complicated to say the least. Let's move on to the friendlier-sounding system, socialism. Imagine a world where everyone gets a slice of the pie. Healthcare, free, education, free, avocado toast? Okay, maybe not free, but you get the idea. Socialism is all about the collective good. The government, or the people, own key industries. The goal? To create a more equitable society where everyone has access to basic necessities. Sounds pretty great on paper, right? But critics will tell you socialism is like that friend who always forgets their wallet. Sure, they're all about sharing, but eventually someone has to pick up the tab. They argue that socialism stifles innovation and creates a culture of dependency. And then there's the whole who decides thing. Who gets to be in charge of all this sharing and caring? A benevolent dictator? A committee of bureaucrats? Yeah, not exactly reassuring. Section 4. Communism. Everyone's equal, but are we all equally miserable? Finally, let's talk about communism. This one often gets a bad rap, and for good reason. On paper, communism sounds idyllic, a classless society where everyone shares everything equally. No poverty, no exploitation, just pure utopian bliss. In reality, communism has a bit of a track record problem. We're talking gulags, famines, and totalitarian regimes that make your average dictator look like a kindergarten teacher. See, communism, in practice, often devolves into the state controlling pretty much everything. And when the state controls everything, individual freedom tends to disappear faster than a plate of free cookies at a buffet. Now, to be fair, some argue that true communism has never actually been tried. They say that those disastrous regimes weren't real communism. But at this point, it's like that friend who keeps messing up your order at the restaurant. Eventually, you just stop ordering from them. Section 5. Modern slavery. Different flavors, same bitter aftertaste. Okay, so how do these systems connect to our modern slavery chat? Well, each system has its own unique brand of not-so-free flavor. Under capitalism, it's the pressure to consume. We're bombarded with ads telling us we need more, more, more. We rack up debt to buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like. We're trapped on the hamster wheel of work, spend, work, just to keep our heads above water. Socialism, while well-intentioned, can sometimes create unintended chains. When the government controls everything, it can lead to bureaucracy and inefficiency. People become dependent on the system, and individual initiative can take a nosedive. And communism? Well, we've seen how that one plays out. When the state has absolute power, individual rights often get thrown out the window faster than a dictator's promises. Section 6. The world on a string, how these systems tug at our lives. Here's the thing. None of these systems exist in a vacuum. We live in a globalized world where economies are intertwined like headphones after a trip through the dryer. What happens in one country impacts another. The choices we make, the systems we support, they all have ripple effects. And let's be honest, the current state of the world, it's messy. We've got climate change breathing down our necks, wealth inequality soaring higher than a billionaire's ego, and political polarization turning us all into grumpy internet commenters. So, what's the solution? If only I had all the answers. But I will say this. We need a system that works for everyone, not just the folks at the top. Section 7. The big question. Are we free, or are we just kidding ourselves? So, here we are, back at the beginning, pondering one of the most profound questions of our time. Are we truly free or just cogs in a machine, endlessly turning the wheels of a system that seems to control every aspect of our lives? The answer, my friends, is up to us. It lies in our willingness to question, to challenge, and to seek the truth. We need to be asking tough questions about the systems we live under, the structures that govern our daily existence. Do they serve us, or do they enslave us? Are they designed to uplift humanity, or to keep us in perpetual servitude? Do they promote freedom, or do they stifle it? Are our liberties expanding, or are they being quietly eroded? These aren't just abstract philosophical questions. They're questions that affect our daily lives, our happiness, and our sense of purpose. The next time you feel trapped by your job, your debt, or the lack of choices available to you, remember this. You're not alone. This feeling of entrapment is shared by millions. Millions of us are right there with you, struggling to break free from the shackles of modern slavery, yearning for a life of true freedom and fulfillment. But here's the good news. Awareness is the first step. Recognizing the problem is the beginning of the journey towards change. By acknowledging the problem, by talking about it, by demanding better, we can start to create a world where everyone has a chance to thrive, not just survive. We can build communities that support each other and systems that work for the people. So what do you think? Are you ready to take a stand? Are you ready to join the conversation, to be part of the change? Are you ready to demand a better future, not just for yourself, but for everyone? The choice, my friends, is yours. The future is in our hands, and together we can